Today was just like any other day at our school. As teenagers, we often find ourselves bored with the same routines every day. However, there was something different about today. The air felt heavy, dark, and suffocating, like the presence of something unseen, something beyond the reach of our limited senses. My name is Sarah, and I'm in the 11th grade at Elmwood High School. Today, we had an extra class scheduled after school. Some of us felt a bit restless because most of us wanted to go home early and enjoy our free time. We gathered in the school auditorium, waiting for our guidance counselor, Mrs. Anderson, to arrive. The room felt quiet, only filled with whispers among us. There was something unusual, something disturbing our peace. When Mrs. Anderson finally arrived, her face looked serious. "Children," she said with a trembling voice, "there's something I need to tell you all." We fell silent and stared at her attentively. Last night, one of our school guards reported something strange happening in the downstairs corridor. He heard strange noises and felt like someone was watching him. A shiver of fear ran through us. And today, we will conduct a security check throughout the school to ensure that everything is safe. However, I urge you all to remain vigilant and not to leave yourselves alone in dark or too secluded areas. A sense of unease enveloped our hearts as we went through that extra class. Despite trying to concentrate on the lesson material, our minds kept drifting back to what Mrs. Anderson had said earlier. After class ended, I, along with my friends Michael and Jenna, decided to explore the downstairs corridor. We were intrigued by the story of the strange noises reported by the school guard. The corridor was dark and silent. Dim lights hanging from the ceiling created eerie shadows in every corner. It felt like being in a real horror movie. We walked slowly, trying not to make any noise. The pungent aroma of the old building added to the creepy atmosphere. Suddenly, I felt like someone was watching me from behind the shadows in the corner of the corridor. I stopped for a moment, trying to calm myself. "Are you okay, Sarah?" Jenna asked, noticing my anxious expression. "I think so," I replied, although my heart was still pounding loudly. We continued our journey, trying to find out the origin of the strange noises reported. However, the further we explored the corridor, the stronger the feeling that we were not alone there. Suddenly, Michael stopped in front of a slightly open door. "Look at this," he whispered to us. We both approached him and looked into the dark room. We couldn't see anything except total darkness. "Let's go in," Michael said excitedly. "Are you crazy?" I exclaimed, trying to hold back my panic. "No, I'm serious. Maybe this is the source of the strange noises reported." Before I could say anything, Michael had already entered the room. Jenna and I exchanged glances briefly before following his footsteps. Inside, the room felt cold and damp. The pungent aroma grew stronger here. We walked slowly, trying not to make any noise. Suddenly, a thunderous sound echoed throughout the room. We stopped for a moment, listening carefully. It felt like a sound beyond human comprehension. We exchanged terrified glances, fear written all over our faces. Without a word, we turned and ran out of the room as fast as we could. When we emerged from the downstairs corridor, we stopped for a moment to catch our breath. My heart was still pounding, and cold sweat covered my body. "What was that?" Jenna asked, her voice trembling. I shook my head, not having a definite answer. However, one thing was certain: that experience would continue to haunt our minds forever. From that day on, we learned never to ignore bad feelings. There was something in the dark corners of our school, something beyond human comprehension. And although we never knew the truth behind the strange noises, that experience would remain a part of us forever.